insurance.
St Petr's nursery. St Petr's nursery. Oh, I see. I mean, that's a problem. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it's be giving money to a business, not a
Yeah.
somebody providing
Yeah.
community.
What's it towards? Big. It's a big amount. I just wanted to
We also provide
Someone's waiting for it.
service on a member pay.
Yeah.
I did ask her, I emailed, did she seriously?
Yeah.
Misplaced people.
Yeah.
That, as for much like.
Yeah.
Basically. Because I said,
To drink.
seriously.
Right, so we'll get going. Public participation. Would you like to say anything?
This is Susie Anderson, Andrew Gelder. We represent a huge food bank, so we thought we'd come down today. If you've any questions about the food bank, please feel free to ask us. We're asking for £1,000 to replace 2 very old chest freezers.
All right. Well, when we get to that bit, I'll bring you in if necessary, if you're happy with that. Yeah, cool, okay. Receive apologies and accept reasons for any non-attendance.
Yeah. Jackie did the phone purchase, Peter LeBroy, Ethan Hannah, Alex Barrett, Luke Clinton, for work or personal reasons.
Okay. Let's set up that. Receive any declarations of interest on items on the agenda and read any dispensations. It's usually me when we're dishing these out, but I'm not a member of any of these. Lorraine?
I did both of them. 2 Minute Foundation, as we have, my company has recently funded 2 Minute Foundation, and also ATD, or Neon Frog, I'm not sure what it's down there as.
Neon Frog, I remember seeing.
But if there is any questions on that, I would be happy to answer if anyone's got any questions on it.
Well,
That would if need be, but
I would say don't vote, but you're okay then. Yeah,
thanks.
maybe object to that.
I need to check something. Is that Mount Church preschool?
Primary school.
Primary school.
Not preschool, but it says primary.
Sorry, I misread that. It says.
I just put preschool in one word, but it is.
Yeah,
preschool,
I'm
double
very
check.
interested in that one because I'm.
Okay, well, I said the same as with Lorraine, answer questions or speak on behalf of it, don't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy? Which one was that? Man, shut that, yeah, primary school.
Yes, just it from here to reading bills.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Cool, all right, we'll go on. Minutes, to approve the minutes of the full council meeting held on the 2nd of May 2024. I'll propose that we do that.
1 second.
All in favour? Against? Abstained? Consider insurance renewal documentation for 24-25 and agree any associated actions.
So, Tatiana paid for this and has been doing the insurance. So hopefully you've seen the document that she sent out recently. So it's a continuation of our current insurance, but our broker's been in touch to see if they're keen to keep us and are offering to reduce the fee. So I think there's 3 items here for you to review. The first is to continue with the further 3 years agreement with 30,000. In addition to that, there are additional premiums for specific items, which comes in one block, and then a new item which is for cyber insurance of 1 million unit of indemnity. So those costs are broken down there. The additional things are skate parks now been added, so that's obviously an increase, and we're currently in the process of doing property valuations, so some of them are either outstanding or lapsed or very old. We did law courts already when it was purchased. They're a fee of £90 per property. So I will try and answer any questions if you have them.
And you got, Tom?
I presume the broker would have looked around at different insurances. Yeah, just checking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Been with them for a long time. Been with the broker for a long time.
Yeah, they're really.
Yeah, so they would have checked other, or.
That's one side of it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the only thing I was going to say, and it's probably already been done, but it may not be valid, is to see what other I'm not suggesting we don't do this today, but as a reality check, see what other councils with similar sizes spend might be the benchmarking.
I can ask, I don't know how easy that information is going to be able to obtain, but we can certainly ask. Yeah, I would say, I don't know the extent of the conversations. I mean, it's a 3-year tie-in, so it's not particularly long, but I think given the inflation and everything, to have a £1,500 reduction, I think it's good, considering we're adding additional things on. So the skate park alone is probably that, if not more. So I would suggest it's a good value for money on that basis.
Yeah, one other question. Is it normal, do we normally take on 3-year contracts? Or is it normally yearly?
That's what I think it's usually.
Yeah.
It's 3 or 5 sometimes.
Sometimes 5, yeah.
I'm just conscious of the fact that 12 months' time there's going to be an election coming up. And you council that have a different view.
Yeah.
The authorities ensuring not the councils. If you saw what I mean.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I think standard is 3 or 5 years. So I think this is the minimum we'll be able to get on an open market as a 3-year policy. The shorter the term, the higher the risk and higher the cost anyway. So
I propose we accept it because I certainly don't want to go digging down insurance policies.
Yeah, as presented.
Yeah, I was going to say something that.
Yeah,
Okay.
This guy can catch up as well, so.
All right, all in favour? Against? Abstain? No, unanimous.
so I don't know, did you want to do these you've got?
No.
I'm so sorry. That's not the plan.
It's late.
Okay, so please, wait to cancel. It's okay, I'm moving along about the insurance.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
done,
we've
it's
just-
done.
We've just done that. So,
Perfect. Do we have apologies?
Yes.
yeah,
That's good. And do you need anything else? Sorry, bye.
Right.
Enjoy.
right agenda. So,
Right, okay, right, I'm happy, thank you.
ready to go?
well, if everyone agrees, I think perhaps we should start off by removing all the red ones, because I think that the filtering that's being done is probably apt.
Yeah, that's
Well.
basically what I was
Unless
going
anyone
to
else got to say why they shouldn't be.
There's only we think any of the reds need bringing back on the table.
Yes.
Okay, what one?
So I'm just check what the list. Obviously that red one there is a suggested just for the equipment for the 2-minute foundation, rather than to do with the admin costs, which I
Well,
think
this, the other cost was for staff.
Yeah.
yes, that's what I'm saying, yeah,
Yeah.
which I think, yeah, I wouldn't be contributing towards, but the equipment,
670.
yes, yeah, which is in the suggested grant. I personally agree that that's good. Provides a very good service to local residents and children. It's all free. There isn't much around here that's free, so I think for us to support that with the equipment is great. And the only other one was the Youth Wellness Warriors. So I know that account is in the group organiser's name. what's the rule on it? 'Cause I thought we changed it in the, what's it saying, policy for bank accounts and stuff. Let's check.
Yeah, it's not, well. I'm
Because
not-
they've only
we're
set
here,
up.
it's not even an affiliate group, it's just a group.
No, but it is a genuine group. And it's
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not, no, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
all
it's.
I was going to say was.
If that was one that I was,
Yeah, there isn't many, or any, apart from Man Down, there isn't many men's orientated mental health support groups locally. I mean, generally there isn't. So the fact that somebody local has set one up, I do think we should be supportive of that. So where are we? I've seen him posting online, and you know, they've got a walking group, they go and do walks.
Yeah, I've
together,
seen,
don't they?
yeah.
So I just personally, I think we should be supporting that. That's just my.
It still needs to be a properly constituted group, because we can't be paying funds.
Yeah,
into
what
someone's
was-
personal bank account.
No, of course. So what would he need to do in order for us to say, yes, we can do this, but you would need to do this in order for us to
To
say.
be set up as a properly constituted group, nice start with, and then come back to us.
I was going to say, I would email him and say, this time,
Yeah.
but in December, if you get a bank account in the group's name,
Yeah.
you can try again.
Is that all he needs to do? Get a bank account in the group's name?
Because the thing is, you could give him this money, and then you say, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if he wants to proceed as a proper group with activities and what have you going forwards, then he needs to be a little bit organised as a group, and then that, and then have a bank account in the name of the group, and then you can do it with costings, including the trust funds, but we have to make sure that it's a group.
Yeah, it's everyone's application and bank account details.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most people should have like a president or a chair,
Sure.
a treasurer, a secretary. It's only somebody doing
some
a couple of emails a month. There is that traceable, otherwise we could, we could find ourselves putting dumping thousands into private bank accounts and then it just disappears, which I'm not suggesting it would.
No, you have to have some sort of hurdle.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't.
Otherwise, I'll set myself up as the Romanian rescue group for dogs.
To get a new boat.
Yeah.
People have done it.
Yeah, sounds very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we probably can't do that one now, but we can sort of like resolve to go back and say this is what you need to do, and then we would respond favourably in the future, something along those lines. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from my own kind of satisfaction, the bottom one, the coaching, is this effectively just being asked to be paid out of a different pot? This is money we'll end up paying anyway, but it's from a different pot, is that?
Well, that we think that we've already separately agreed to fund, so this would be an additional request. Seems, just given that we've got so many
Yeah.
already, it seems like we need to share it out more actively.
Oh, yeah, another one that I realised after I sent this out, the bottom, the second one up, the veterans, that is also a private account. So you have to take that one. Because the business club, they haven't got their own arm for that one. He's part of it, but again, he's got applied.
But we can not do it through the football club.
Well, we would have to suggest to him that we did that, but in the application form, it's in his own name.
All right, okay.
But again, we could go back to him and say,
Come back in this.
yeah, the club come back in December.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna have to take that out, that frees up 500.
Yeah, I'm looking through it.
Right.
Sorry to move on. I know you said about the nil frog on, but I still would like to consider it. So I think there's a bit more to it than it's just a limited company, which they probably didn't explain possibly enough. That limited company was set up before they moved here, and they just kept that open. But it is actually a community music club, which they're going to be having. They haven't got the hub at the moment. MainCap did fund them for instruments that are completely accessible groups, so they're going to be able to go out and do things, go out to schools and groups or whatever. But it is going to be a community thing, and the rate they're going to be charging, they will not be making a massive income out of it. It's just that it's a limited company that stops it.
I think it was a large request, wasn't it? And,
Anybody would be great for the money of that. But yeah, we funded the instruments.
so there's what it is to do.
Well, the applicant is ATD Media, which is,
Yeah, Darcy is a private company,
yeah.
bank account, which makes it a bit more complicated.
So is everybody happy with the suggested grants as they are? Is there anything that have been suggested that shouldn't get it? Because if not, we're effectively deciding what we're going to do with the 500 that can't go to the veterans.
I'm not sure where, I'm sure it's really.
Should we go through?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be easier for keep track at this end of the table if we went down logically through those.
All right, the Bude RNLI one.
Yeah.
Suggested is 500. Everybody happy?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
particularly as I believe it could be the last lifeboat day this year. So rumour has it.
This is the question.
Yeah, these are big ones, yeah, all right. Bude Carnival Committee. Everybody happy with that? They could do with a little bit of help, to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should be supported.
yeah, cool. Green Treads, you're suggesting no. Everybody happy? Yeah.
Yeah,
Bude Town Football Club Youth Division. First goals bids come.
500,000, and I can double that in my own notes, just to halve the amount they asked for, if you
Right.
like. So I was.
We just need to find take it from somewhere else.
Exactly,
But yeah, we're happy with that. All right, we can haggle over it,
Sure.
over the numbers.
Yeah.
Bude Day with the nursery, everybody happy to cut that? Private limited company, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta go. Bude Food Bank, 2 new freezers. Everybody happy to pay for that?
yeah.
Yeah. Happy days.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
If you do want to come round the food bank and see the work we do and talk to Sue, please just give us a ring and we'll happily show you around. I think Amanda's been effective. And talk to Sue about some of the stories we've got. We'll break your arm. So.
Are you still in need of egg boxes at the moment?
Yes, please.
We're always in desperate need of egg boxes
Right.
Yes.
and carry bags.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, but no, we can give them a low time
No
frame.
worries.
We just bought one freezer from Banstone, it's £500, so that's why we.
Yeah, I need to replace 2 more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, thank you.
Cheers. Bye now.
Bye.
Cheers.
All right, 2 Minute Foundation was suggesting 670 for the equipment, but not the remaining
No,
£4,000 for
remaining.
wages. No, okay. Bude Cancer Support Group, £500 towards the cost of room hire. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Marmchurch Primary School towards building ample classrooms, 500 notes.
The only reason I left this one in was because I did specifically ask her about the pupil ratio, which.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is, yeah,
totally objective about it. It is a choice though, isn't it?
Yeah,
There is school in Bude.
there's two schools in, yeah, I get what you're saying, it's, yeah, it's,
I'm probably arguing against myself there. No,
No, it's a few primary Baron Church in Kilsey.
no.
No.
They're all full as well. We don't always get to say it, like some people get sent to Mark Church that. Yeah, well, yeah, Mike can do that.
sorry, hold on,
You get
hold on.
lots of stuff.
Sorry.
So just a little bit of clarity, so we can't actually fund the schools, just like we can't fund some sort of those
Oh, no.
churches.
Yes, so it is.
Oh, it's.
It's friendly,
Oh,
it's friendly,
friends
so we'll be all right.
School friends, so, okay. it is friends.
I'll
Sorry, okay.
strike that 500 and then give it to the football club that's in Bude. So probably Margaret's children go to Bude Football Club as well, so it's a bit of an offset. Take Amanda's point that, you know, we've reduced the, you know, to barely half of what they've asked for. You see what I mean? If we took the 500 out, that would offset that 1,000.
It's whether we're arguing about the greatest bang for a buck. It's not that many, I mean, I know football's very popular, but the percentage of kids playing football is not huge. I mean, it's not 50% of boys, it's not 20% girls, probably 5% boys, or maybe 1% girls, if you're lucky. So I'm not saying don't support a football club, but it seems to me that, you know, if we're effectively helping something useful that's happening in Marin Church that is benefiting 63 kids from Bude, if it was to benefit 63 kids, but it just happened to be based in Bude rather than Marin Church, we probably wouldn't be quibbling over 500 quid. It seems, I know the parish boundaries are looked upon as these great Berlin walls, and you know, everybody who lives in Marin Church goes ha 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 when Bude residents get the priest elect. But you know, was helping out 63 kids. It might end up being more like 70 by the time this thing gets built. And as Amanda said, there are some people that don't get choices, that they don't get first choice ones. They have to go to wherever's got spaces.
Yeah, I could take it with Kevin's point, Mr. Chairman, but I feel that Marin Church, just like you said, pays a hell of a lot less council tax, and if the Marin Church Parish Council was minded to assist the school in the debate, as it must increase its grants thing to do so. I don't think it's right for Bude people to. I know we take some children from Bude go to Marin Church school, but that's just my view. I think it's a slippery slope. You'll just.
You said that we can't fund home school.
Yeah, I did say that, but it turns out that the applicant is actually friends of.
Which
is okay. It's just we weren't sure that was.
In that case, I don't have to declare interest in it. It's the funds up to that time.
No, sorry, that was my mistake, I didn't.
And I'm just saying,
But it's still, the question is, it's still Marin Church, we want to do that. It's up to you.
no, I was declaring interest because of the school.
Oh, it's got,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
I mean, that's Amanda says some children do it. A lot of children go to Kilcampton, so we're going to be saying, oh, well, going to the Marin Church, we're going to go to Kilt now. And some children go to Mordenstoke, not that many, but some do. And so it's the, if you do it for one, you're going to do, you know.
It is a hard one because obviously everybody knows if you live in Bude-Stratton, you are paying 5 times as much council tax as the people in Marin Church. And the argument that if Marin Church want 500 quid, they could all pay 50p a year more is very valid. But at the same time, it's 63 kids from this parish.
And we're not, you know, we're only giving them a tenth of what the council is.
Yeah, I mean, we need a broader conversation about how everything is paid for anyway, because it's farcical that if you live at the bottom of Field Bridge, you're paying £200 and somebody 30 yards up the road has access to every single thing you have access to and pays less than 50.
No, we're sitting more 67.
We're sitting at 60, yeah. I think Kilk are paying 52, Marin Church was around 60, you know. everybody around us is paying 20%, but everybody accesses the same thing. It's where socialism and reality mix. But we can't solve that here. We just need to decide if we're spending 500 loads.
Well, this was actually goes back to quite fundamental one for me, because one of the reasons why I put my name forward for Bude-Stratton Council in the first place, in the wake of the governance review issue that I benefit from living in my own church. I do still think it's grossly unfair, but and it is something that is going to become more and more important as the funding for, sorry, I'm digressing.
Yeah.
But the funding for the government is going to be squeezed more and more. And more of the local services are going to have to be either scrapped or paid for by town councils, parish councils, and etc. So that's it. Digressing straight.
We've seen a rise in council tax where they can. I wouldn't be at all surprised if you don't move in land.
There's still the services to maintain. There'll be no benefit if people leave because there'll be less people.
Yeah.
But so I do feel quite strongly about that.
I agree. If you're a poor person in Bude, you're paying more council tax than a rich person in Kilburn, Manchester. It's possible, but it's the way the system is.
Also, I'd be not aware of a grant application to Manchester Park Council, I must confess. Could this be offered shared with Manchester?
That's a novel idea, actually. We will give you this if you apply to Durham Church. Match funding.
Match funding.
Tools that we do to make a decision as well. So you could say, you could introduce that by half, and then just say, right, we suggest that you go to Manchester and see if it's on match funding. Otherwise, it would be a question of deferring it.
Deferring it, or we need to vote on it, and Kevin.
Well, we have a £10,000 pot. We have a spreadsheet here, and 500 of our score 5,000 has been allocated in the spreadsheet. We then have another 500 further down that we won't be able to give to the Bude-Stratton veterans. So basically, if the spreadsheet is forming the basis of the argument, the 500 quid is not going to kill anybody. It is ultimately 500 quid towards 63 kids. That's how it lands out. I don't know where 63 kids are. They might be the richest 63 kids in Bude, they might be the poorest. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it seems a perfectly sensible idea to build an outdoor classroom so that it can be used by a school and other organisations. And the fact that it just happens to be the other side, slightly the other side of an arbitrary administrative order seems right in the middle of that. I can't get as agitated about it as some.
Right, respond, then I'm quickly bring Steve up to speed, and I'm probably going to need to vote on this one just to resolve it, I think, otherwise we're...
I think let's not personalize this to 63 kids, and how much money is, some of us as a matter of principle, and the matter of principle, I don't agree with.
Okay, fine, right, I'll just bring Steve up to speed so that he can take part.
Yeah.
And then we're going to need to vote on it. What we've effectively done is we've got a suggested list.
Yeah.
This one's going to have to come out because it's a private account, so we've got 500 to put back in somewhere else. All of these we agree. We're at Manchester Primary School, £500 and 5,000 to build. Go to the Friends. There is some disagreement as to whether we should be funding that or not. So the only way we're going to get this one, I think, is to vote. So.
Can I say something very, very quickly?
I'm going to let Kate speak, and then I'll let you speak, and then.
I just heard Tatiana mention about not funding churches. How specific does that have to be? Just because I know the Bude Food Bank and Bude Cancer Support Group are both heavily linked, managed, and work together with Oceans Church. So both of those are church.
Fine. It's sponsored, church, fixing church rooms, that kind of thing. So groups within church all the time.
Fantastic.
Like the lead on the roof.
Yeah. They normally do that in the chancellery thing, anyway, don't they? Shake it out. Steve.
Very briefly, I apologise if this has been said already. I have no connection at all with Martin Church. It's primary sector, not the secondary sector. The only thing that I'm aware of is there is a significant number of youth people that are there, and that is an historical circumstance going back some years of Martin Church, which has always been quite attractive to people living here. And that's the only thing I want to say. Therefore, there's a significant number of youth pupils that would benefit.
My church pupils would benefit from the good abuse schools as well.
Well, I think,
You know,
yeah,
I don't doubt that my church funds it.
I mean, sometimes it can be affected by where the parent works, because if you live in our church and you work in Bude, it can be a lot easier to drop your kid off in Bude and pick your kid up from Bude. Vice versa, if you work out the far side of Marshall. So, yeah, it's sometimes it's not child's first choice, it's the most convenient choice for the parents.
I'll just say,
Yeah.
I echo Councillor Sullivan's, it's not about the number of children, it's just the principle, the location. And I think,
Yeah.
as I said, it's a slippery slope to start funding things that are done outside of your parish, because you'll get requests from all sorts of organisations or groups that are outside, just because it's a school. So what,
Okay.
and if that was a proposal not to grant it, I'll second it. I'll make it, and you second it. And we just test the meeting, because we're going to go around in circles all day.
Well, that's what I was trying to say, is how best to do the vote. Should we just do a show of hands of all in favour and all against? Because we're not actually voting to resolve to do this just yet. We're going down through it to work out what numbers we've got. So this will not be a binding vote, but just so that we can move on to work out what the numbers are. All in favour of giving 500 to Manchester Primary School.
Chair's casting vote.
No, the proposal was not to, I think. Tom.
No, just, I think this is an indicative.
It's an indicative vote so that we can move down the list and we'll get to the full proposals later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's four.
Yeah, so we'll leave that in for now. Bude Formal Cricket Club, £500. Everybody happy with that? Yeah. 10,000 St Central Day Nursery, we're saying no, it's a private business. Everybody happy? Second Life CIC is £500 to help set up community health. Everyone happy?
I have misgivings on that, because I believe they've only fairly recently gone over to a charity interests group. They were a private company before. That's just.
Yeah, this is, I forgot his name.
Steve Brooks.
Steve Brooks, yeah.
And Ria.
Yeah.
Ria's the one that's got second life.
Yeah.
That's just.
Why is that?
I just feel that there's some people using the community interest groups for their own benefit to some extent.
So when it's Second Life, are they giving these clothes away to people who need them free, or are they selling them
They do sell them.
for profit?
They sell
It's
them.
not, it's supposed to be not for profit though. They sell them like ridiculously cheap.
Right.
It's a bit like.
But obviously they have to make a certain amount of profit to cover their overheads, because they're based up in Kingshill at the moment.
Yeah, Steve's got the office upstairs, so whether, I don't know what they're doing.
No, the shop is downstairs.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to find somewhere new, and I think this is part of a new, separate sort of community hub to bring people in. I know they've got another lady coming in with her things and reusable nappies and that sort of thing. So I think it's sort
She's
of,
evolving her
yeah,
business.
I think this is not so, I think this is like a separate thing, but they're looking for a bigger premises to have a community hub for like new mums to come to and families and.
She's trying out, like having children in for like make and do craft sessions in the summer holidays and things like that. So she's obviously trying out stuff to benefit the community.
Anyway, yeah, but that's just my comment on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do what we're doing with what was the other one that said? Where we defer it and tell them to come back,
The veterans.
the veterans one, or the wellness warriors.
I mean, it's very, I think it's very different to that. You know, they are already an established, they've already established business and an established sort of charitable
Well,
company.
that's the thing, they're an established business and they suddenly switched to a CIC and started asking for money.
I think
I'm
it's-
inclined to ask questions, no matter how noble the cause.
But is that not, I chair, I would challenge that is simply a reasonable choice that they've made in order to fulfil the objectives of their organisation.
Can't say it on a live stream, but
Oh,
Don't know that as well.
okay. So maybe there is
yeah, kind of steer where we're going with it, yeah.
yes, I
I mean,
understand.
there's potential, maybe, if there are one or two that you. Check a bit further, we can always take them to the next council meeting.
Okay, so can I do a U-turn on that and propose that we defer this particular decision until this
Answer a couple of questions,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm prepared to go on this one.
Yeah, I would agree with deferring it until we don't
Right,
ask
so-
some questions.
I mean, obviously, this is just indicative at the moment, we're still, but none of this is resolved, so that's defer, which will give us another 500 to put into play,
Although you might want to keep it back.
although we might want to hold it back,
Yeah.
what we have. Because we have in the past asked for more information.
And then,
from people,
yeah.
And then awarded or not.
Mm.
Museum of Britain's surfing, we've recommended no. Youth Wellness Warriors, we've already discussed, it's a private account, we need to change the way that's set up before we can award a grant. Atlantic Academy,
That's,
See,
that's the school thing again,
that's the
isn't it?
school thing, but they've got one kid from Bude that's on, effectively food bank status or whatever it is, wasn't it? If we've got £500 spare at the end of it, paying 138 kids, so that child from a very poor family can get potentially a life experience. I'm comfortable with that.
No, yeah. Schools have a certain amount of funds, but unfortunately schools are getting pressed more and more and more.
Yeah.
So,
Can I clarify? I have no connection to the company.
Yeah.
And they have from outside. They're not technically important to talk about. But in my experience, there are pots of money that are available for all sorts of things. And a school, in my experience, would not go looking for alternative funding until they had exhausted all the possible things. Just like us, there are certain reasons why they can't spend money, certain types of money on certain types of things. And so therefore, to me, if a school is making a request to us as an outside body, it is entirely because they have exhausted all the avenues.
right, so I'm going to suggest that is potentially put in as a yes with some of the money we've saved elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Neon Frog. Again, we could potentially put in some of the money we've saved. If Lorraine was in favour of that, although we need to find out whether we,
Now, so,
yeah,
so that's this one we've got here. I'm a little bit confused about this because this says name and address, name of studios, but his email address is atmedia.co.uk. Yeah. Name of account is atmedia.limited. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. It doesn't appear to be charity fund, it's supposed to be a commercial
business.
business.
See what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not a charity, it's open up as a community, right, thing, not a charity.
Okay.
So
So
it
just
doesn't, they have to, the prices they're charging is ridiculously low. So it's, yeah, it's not charity.
okay. So that rules it out then.
It should be.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, okay, then we probably need to go back to them and say, you need to change the way you operate. you know, we could well be supportive in the future or something along those lines. Okay. Youth Football Club, expanding the club, new women's team, not catered for, everybody happy with that? Yeah. Sub Aqua Club, and purchase notice blending equipment, everyone happy? Youth Canoe Club, first aid course, first aid kit, CPR, I mean, no brainer, everybody happy, yeah. Hopefully rural community transport. Probably got a better opposed to watching it. Certainly be on my phone later.
That's quite an interesting one. If anyone wants to look into finances, I'm not going to say any more.
Yeah.
But it works out quite expensive per individual that's transported from Bude.
That's the nature of bus transport.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one where, you know, a lot of our elderly residents do benefit from this, don't they? So is everybody happy?
Yeah.
I'll make you please happy.
Not on that many.
All right, we'll leave that one in. Old Cornwall Society, light equipment, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they do is fantastic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I put a bit more on my box.
Well, all
I'm
right.
never going to do that in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I mean, we got.
Yeah.
CAB, the work down towards, I mean, again, go with that,
Yeah.
give them what they're asking for. And we've already said the veterans can't have it because it's a private account, and LJD coaching, we're funding quite heavily through activity programs. So we've effectively got 500 we can definitely put somewhere else, and potentially 500 from the deferred second life, although it might be worth hanging on to that until we've got the answers. Yeah?
Yes.
So we can assign that at full council in July if necessary when this gets voted on, can't we? By then we'll know the answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've still got pound church in.
Mount Church is still in at the moment. So
We'll reverse psychology there, I reckon, if I object to it.
No.
500, so I'm going to suggest that we use 138 of that to fund that kid's school trip. Yeah, okay, all in favour of doing that? Excellent. We'll put that one in, which leaves us with 368 company school teachers in the room, haven't we? Oh, yeah. 368.
English.
362, yeah, okay, 362 to get them somewhere else. Anyone want to make a suggestion? Lorraine and then Katie?
Just in case of second line.
Well, we're spending that 500 anyway.
Okay.
We're leaving that untouched until we've got the answers we want.
Yeah.
What?
I want to suggest saving the three and rolling it over to next time.
No. We've allotted that to be used. We're not.
Yeah.
I've sent them.
We've got grants in December.
That's that. Yeah.
Katie?
Could we not add it to the football club? Because then they could, like, they could then use it for their extra.
That's actually a very good point. We're going to give us the football club
Yeah.
veterans. If we gave it to them and they spent it on the women and kids instead, it would.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
I've got 2 lots of 1,000 written down. Yeah. I did go down through and I came out just below 10,000. So, but then I didn't have that 138 admittedly. What else did I do? Gave a bit more to the old Cornwall, 750. I put in.
Where did you take money out of to?
I did do 6. I rounded 2 Minute Foundation down to 600,
Right.
which gave 70. Let's go elsewhere. And I did 400 instead of 5 to the View Cancer Support Group actually. So there's a few that I rounded down slightly.
Right.
In order to dish it in a little bit more.
Can I ask the rationale for reducing the cancer support group?
No rationale other than just trying to spread it around a bit more. Yeah. So they obviously wanted 480 and I said 4 instead of 5, which is slightly over.
what they
Or why
are.
don't we put it in the score easy, which they requested in the.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But our park house costs likely to go up for them sort of in the following, coming year.
Well, I quite like the idea of giving that 362 to just the football club, ladies division or the youth division, let them split it how they want. I mean, we can't give it to the veterans.
I really not be like ring fence if they particularly requested it, because in our sort of
You can,
metric.
Well, no, they requested 1950 for the youth and we're giving 500, so we could just increase
you could
that.
do what you do in Second Life, you could hold the 362 and I'll speak to the veterans and see if we can get.
Get them set up properly, okay.
Or he could speak to the football club and they could say, yes, you can put it in our account. and we'll
Maybe-
have it.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to look at these multiple applications from essentially one organisation. Because the big football club is sort of shooting lots of bullets on it to try and hit the target. Whereas if they put in one,
They are very different.
depends how
they're
it's
very
constituted.
different.
Yeah, the South must be that. And South Club Seniors, which I'm a member of, has its own chair, treasurer, secretary, and everything like that. And then Nippers is run by a completely different
Which is
committee,
what happens at the veterans is new.
different funding streams.
The veterans is new.
Right, okay, yeah. So I mean, we could ask
It's
the
not the
question.
chaps that goes to the wellness thing.
I want to say something, but I can't.
Write it down and pass it. Sometimes it's a little awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why the next one is hold it to like you are doing with that one.
But not always that. The last people we give grants to report out to us.
Yeah, it's all written in.
I don't believe it's a total shotgun, we had time myself, we down in the class. But it really did, yeah.
there are some we have particularly chased up. I know we have had reservations for the tennis club in the past, we particularly chased them up. And they came back with some comprehensive details of how they spend their money.
Yeah, I mean, we are allowed to ask more questions of the people. It's perfectly reasonable to be doing that. Katie,
My other suggestion would be to maybe give a bit more to North Cornwall Cricket Club. They did actually contact me. I don't know why they contacted me. I'm the least sporty person in the world, but they did anyway. And actually, their aim is to bring a new youth and that youth section in, and that's what they want this equipment for. They have
Yeah.
absolutely zero for young people, and that's what they want to bring in.
they have, in fact, I think it started possibly last week, the new
Yeah.
first training session for the kids section.
So I was to know that there wasn't.
Probably come to you, it is youth provision, there's anybody providing any kind of activity for sort of that age group, it's youth provision, it comes in all shapes and sizes, doesn't it? Sport, arts, dance, actual, traditional youth clubs.
So I'd be quite happy to support them a little bit more.
I think you, sorry, just saying
Yeah.
about cricket is that their rent is already subsidised by the council.
Yeah. Haven't we now agreed to pay their insurance or something as well?
Yeah, that's, I'm not quite sure the last part of that one.
Yeah, but there was something that.
We brought them in line with
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
other buildings and everything, yeah.
If we were starting with a blank sheet paper, when this authority in the past made a very substantial contribution to the cricket club in terms of helping them with a better life building and other things, we would have tied them up to make sure that they were also doing a lot of outreach and a lot of provision for youth. And it is, in my opinion, we missed a previous inclinations of this authority that wasn't done. But we're starting from where we're starting, and they don't have a youth section that's worth anything. And if they're going to get themselves one, then we should be supporting it.
I believe the cricket club does have the title of being the best cricket club for the views. There was something in the Times about it.
That's it. It's sort of down there at Silly Point, and you're basically standing on the beach.
Mm.
Still hasn't happened when people went through it. And they've got no equipment, no funding, no.
No.
anything. So I still stand by what I say.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's sort of, it's right context, so.
Sorry, my words. Atrocious.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
So,
The situation may have been rectified in the last couple of years,
Mm.
but it'd just be worth perhaps making sure that everything is.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Just don't know.
Yeah.
That's right.
We,
Well, this is only going to be, this is recommendations to full council, it's not a final
Yeah.
decision, is it? So.
Yeah, no, this is to be asked.
Council, aren't we? Cut that from the minutes.
Just edit that.
Edit that piece out, cut that from the minute. We are not in a committee, we are a full council.
We are a done deal.
We're not a done deal, okay. Well, we can still defer,
This is why
you might have to defer to the three.
yeah, what?
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe. Might
We
be
can
that-
defer two or three of them here to the next full
Yeah.
council, can't we, and decide on the rest.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest we do that, the ones where we want to question,
Next full council.
It might
yeah,
be
well,
that-
so it would need to roll it on, yeah.
might be that if members are content with the chair reading out those ones with which we are all perfectly comfortable, we could agree on that.
And then we'll, all right, okay,
That is okay to be.
right. You are on live 500. You carnival committee 1500. You can football club youth 500. Use food bank.
1,000.
Are we?
Well, I don't know whether we could put the Christmas rice on that one as well.
Leave that one for now.
Yeah, I just can't think of-
Yeah.
We haven't.
It's ring fence, just a couple of questions.
All right,
Bit like
yeah,
those.
somebody raised a question and we'll ask it. So that one's on hold. View Cancer Support Group 500. Manchester Primary 500. View North Cornwall Cricket Club 500. Second Life, we're going to defer while we ask a couple of questions. View Football Club 1000 for the women's team, clubhouse renovations. View South Africa Club 500. View Canoe Club 500. Hoseley Rural Community Transport 500. Old Cornwall Society 500. The CAB 330. And we are adding, we're not doing the veterans, but we're adding in 138 the Atlantic Academy to pay for that kid to have a school trip, which leaves us with 2 deferred plus the 362 left over from the veterans. Yeah?
Foundation 670.
Oh, sorry, I missed them out. 2 minutes on foundation 670. Yes, you're right. So that leaves us with 362 in the pot, plus the 2 that are deferred, but I'm leaving them ring fenced while they're deferred.
Well, I would suggest that we take the, whatever it was,
362.
362 and add that to the cricket club's request.
Everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so add 362 to the cricket club. Right, so all of those ones I've read out, plus 2 deferred.
So the deferred is
Deferred are View Food Bank and Second Life. while we ask questions and we deal them in July's full council.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to propose that we do that.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favour? That's unanimous. Against, abstain, look down. Note the date of the next full council, which is this Thursday, the 6th. Noted?
Yeah.
I've not got my gavel. Meeting closed. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair.